Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for taking time out to check out this learning module and in this online professional development about developing a hybrid classroom. My name is Chris Del Ponte. I'm a business education teacher at the Waukesha STEM Academy. My teaching partner, Darcy Van Adestein, who is also the art and design teacher. We've kind of developed some of started to initially develop some hybrid classes here at STEM. So we just want to share some tips and tricks with you in this module. And so if you do have any questions at all, feel free to email us through our district emails. And we definitely will, we're always willing to meet with you, share any advice that we have. Now, we by no means we're not experts on this by any stretch of the imagination. But we've picked up some tips along the way. We've especially picked up some tips from other teachers here at the STEM Academy who've been working with hybrid classrooms throughout the year as well. So first thing we just want to do is I just want to share some quick tips and tricks for you as we get into this. So the videos we're going to shoot usually are not very long. One of the strategies you're going to find out when you do hybrid learning is you want to keep your videos short. My rule of thumb, especially if you have to deliver longer information, try to keep it under 15 minutes. Really 2, 3, 4-minute videos just to review quick concepts are also really good as well. So just some quick advice, quick practical advice to help you get started. First of all, when we talk about flipping the classroom, I think one of the biggest misconceptions we have is flipping in hybrid learning is about shooting yourself on video and throwing it up on Blackboard. Now that's a part of it, but what you have to remember, flipping is not just about videos. It's about flipping how you deliver the content. And the core principle with flipping and hybrid learning really is that students are learning in a different way. You're delivering the content in a different way. You're not standing up in front of the classroom and lecturing like you normally would, but students are really using Blackboard and they're using online and computer tools to really learn at their own pace. And then when that happens, you then free up class time for you to assess students, to work individually with them, to work on projects, and to free up that time to truly individualize learning and work with students at their own pace. In our classrooms, a lot of times what this looks like is we will put core content. In my case, I'll put information about marketing and resources for projects online where students are guiding themselves through it. We'll put some directions on, and students are doing that, and then I free up class time to answer their questions. And they'll do assignments in class and things like that. So flipping is not just videos. Videos are a great way to flip your classroom, but you could simply just put readings online. You could put directions. You could have a series of websites that you could go to. So flipping is you're taking the content and you're putting it online. Now, that being said, one of the easiest ways to do it is through videos, and we'll show you how to do some video work as well. But a lot of times people have this assumption, oh, it's just putting yourself, you have to webcam yourself, put it on your computer, that's what it is. That's not the full definition of a flipped classroom. It's really how you're delivering your content. You are putting the content on the computer through an online means so students can really guide themselves through it, and then you're freeing up time in the classroom where you can really work with them. That's the biggest concept. So to get started, just want to show you a model of one of the classes we've built. And you're going to see a bunch of models of this throughout this module, throughout this Blackboard module. This is the class we've built called STEMtrepreneur. It's a class that we teach along with the art class I for Design here at STEM, and we do a lot of team-taught projects, some individual work as well. So this is what we've developed as far as a front page, and you can see we've stated our learning targets, and a lot of times what I'll do is we'll state what our learning experience is for the day. So kids should be able to go on here and know this is what we're doing in class on this day. Now, because we're blending online and face-to-face, it's important that you still have your targets posted, your targets always posted, but it's important you give students guidance as to where they should go and what they should do. When we talk about flipping the classroom, you really can personalize in Blackboard, and through all the tools that we're going to show you can personalize what this page looks like, make it specific to your class. In my case, we decided to make, on the left-hand side, we decided to make the menu similar to what a business would look like. And so human resources, for instance, is where we're going to have all of our class documents. But research and development is where we want to go, and this is where we're going to have all of our lessons. And one of the lessons I recently did, we did a big project with the art students on toy design. And so as we go in here, you can see we've listed a lot of our curriculum, a lot of the resources that students are going to use. One of the assignments that we did was an assignment called the 4 Ps of marketing. And you can see what we've listed on here are directions and the rubric. When you go into these, they spell out exactly what students should do. So I will take some time in class, 5-10 minutes, to go over the directions and to go over the rubric. Then what you have here, this happens to be a video specific lesson, is a situation where I shot 4 videos and I linked in a YouTube video as well. But I shot actually there's 5 different videos on different marketing concepts. And so what students are doing, and I also put in some links as well, but what students are doing is after I've given them the directions in the rubric, they then go out and their task is to complete the assignment, and in the process they are teaching themselves content. We will tell students to take notes because we have one-to-one computing here at STEM. We often tell students take notes in a manner that works well for you, either electronically or using a note-taking strategy like Cornell Notes that they've used in other classes. You can, if they feel more comfortable writing in a notebook, they can do that. But they are learning this material at their own pace. And the biggest benefit of this is, again, you have freed up yourself in the classroom to help students. But students can naturally differentiate their own learning because of one simple thing, the pause button. So for instance, if I am watching this video, if I'm a student, I'm watching this video on promotion and I just don't get it, I can stop and I can replay it. And it's a pretty powerful concept when you think about it, because in a normal classroom, you can't do that. But with a hybrid and a flipped classroom, when you do videos and when you post all of your content, students can review it and review it and review it at their own pace until they understand it. And besides that, you can go around and help students who are struggling to understand too, because you freed up yourself. So this was a lesson we created, and this is really the format that we like, where you're posting your content, you're giving kids on the front end of it, you're giving them directions, you're giving them the targets, and you're then letting them guide their own learning, and you're assisting them through the project itself. So that's kind of the format that it takes. But again, you're going to craft your own format for flipped classrooms, and so we encourage you to play around with different formats, to link in websites, to link in readings, to link in projects and videos. YouTube is so powerful for this as well. So where do you get started? We have some really simple, easy to use tools in order to start flipping your classroom. One of the best tools you can use is a tool called Smart Recorder. And in fact, I'm recording this little talk right now using Smart Recorder. And what Smart Recorder is it is a program that records anything you're doing on your screen and your voice. So the way you access it, you'll go to your Windows menu, and we're going to head down here to All Programs. It might be different depending on your computer, but we'll go to Smart Technologies, and this specific computer is going to be in Smart Tools, and it's called Recorder. You open up Recorder, which I have open right now, and you're going to get this very simple menu. This button will turn red. You'll click the button, the record button, and it's just going to start recording, and it will record whatever you do. And it is really neat to use this in conjunction with the Smartboard and Smartboard software, because if you're doing lessons like on graphing, or if you're doing vocab lessons, or you want to highlight things in readings, you can go up here and select your Smartboard tools, and you can underline main concepts, you can highlight main concepts, you can do so many unique things. And it's really neat to see, to be able to illustrate these concepts for students. I did an economics lesson in the first trimester here at STEM, and to be able to show supply and demand graphs is really powerful for students, because the video is on Blackboard and they can continue to replay it over and over and over again if they're having problems, or if they're struggling to understand it. But it's something that is always there, and it's a good way to visualize learning. If you're teaching kids how to use certain computer programs, great way to do this. We videotape lessons on how to use Windows Movie Maker. You just do it once, and then it can be available for use for all students. But there are so many cool things you can do with Smart Recorder. And once you're done recording your video, you can click the stop button right here, and then it's going to ask you to save it as a WMV file, a Windows Media file, and you'll just save it to your H drive. Later on in the module, Mrs. Darcy Van Adestein is going to show you how to actually take that video file and upload it to YouTube and make it more universally accessible. But this is a great way to start. Smart Recorder. We all most of the computers in the district, if not all the computers, I believe, have Smart Recorder, and it's a great tool to start flipping your classroom. One other tool is Windows Movie Maker. Great tool to use if you want to do face-to-face instruction. And Darcy is going to, later on in the module, has a few illustrations of some face-to-face lessons she has done. But again, if we go to all programs and we pull up Windows Live Movie Maker, and this will be Movie Maker. Now, those of you on previous versions of Windows, the direction of Movie Maker directions might be the same, they might not be. I'm most familiar with Windows Live Movie Maker on Windows 7. So simply what you would do is select webcam video at the front of the screen here, and you've appeared. Hi, everybody. And this is a great way to film yourself. If you want to give announcements to students, if you want to give more of a video-based lecture, you can do that. You'll simply hit the record button up here, and then you'll just record away. What I've seen students do when they videotape themselves is they will take rubrics. Go over here and grab a rubric. This is a great self-reflection tool for students. They can actually illustrate where they think their progress is on the rubric. You as a teacher, when you're flipping the classroom, can go in and using some of the features of Windows Movie Maker, which will actually link some tutorials in the in the Blackboard for Windows Movie Maker. You can actually have vocab words fly across the screen. You can embed YouTube videos, graphs, all of this really, really cool things you can when you create movies for yourself. So another great way to go ahead and flip the classroom with videos is using face-to-face videos like this. And we'll go ahead and hit cancel. And we'll cancel out of here. So again, very easy tools. We have access to these in our district. And what we recommend is to start small. We've seen some teachers at our school take one unit, one lesson, and flip it, and it's worked really well. Start small, lay that foundation for yourselves. You know, a unit like the 4 Ps of marketing is a great one to use. We found that this was a good one to start with because it had some underlying information that we could create some quick video lessons for. We found some web links to go into, and we created a design brief and a rubric with some directions on it that really helped and benefited the kids. If I can actually, and these would be the directions that we created. So you can see practical advice on how to flip your classroom. We are going to create links throughout this module to things we've done, to things some other students have done, or other teachers have done. But go ahead and play around. You know, there is no magic formula to flipping your classroom. The only thing that is true in a flipped classroom is that you are taking that content, you're putting it using internet-based means, using computer means. You're letting students really self-pace their learning through that content, but you are then freeing up your classroom where you can help. You can individualize, personalize learning, and you can work on projects, and you can really give kids the guidance that they need. You can do mini lessons. It's great because it really frees you up in the classroom. So again, if you have any questions, please let us know. Enjoy this module, and yeah, we hope you enjoy flipping the classroom.